The best Joe Milano fragrance for every season of the year. Joe Milano is one of these brands that, one, they are inexpensive. They make really high quality fragrances. They are super long lasting, especially the ones that I have tried. And I own about 9 or 10 from the brand. And of course, these are great presentations. If you take a look at the box and the bottle, they're quite heavy. The cap is really nice. Nevertheless, that stuff doesn't really matter, right? The presentation could be nice and all, but what you're actually wearing is the juice inside. They make really solid alternatives of more popular designer or niche fragrances. I'm going to be giving you my thoughts on which ones I think are best for each season of the year. So make sure to stay tuned. Now, before I begin today's episode and I tell you about these four, I was almost going to put 5 in here as an alternative, 2 for the autumn, but I consolidated it to 1. These 4 amazing Joe Milano fragrances that are fantastic for every season of the year. I'm going to let you know what my taste is more leaning in the direction of. But before I dive into the video, I do want to mention that if you're a fan of fragrance related content, and of course, if you love smelling your best, discovering new brands, hit subscribe, hit the bell, and give this video a thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm. It would really mean a lot to me. So once again, Joe Milano makes some really good fragrances that are interpretations of more popular designer or niche fragrances. Sometimes they're not 100%. Sometimes they do things with their own clever little twist. But from my experience, it dictates that these 4 that I'm getting ready to talk about are really, really close to the originals, after which they are modeled or inspired or whatever you want to say. If I find any links, I'm going to drop them down below. Please check this brand out if you haven't already done so. There are a lot of really good clone brands on the market, and this is one of them. The presentation is very, very good, and I wouldn't even say explicitly that they are a clone brand because I think they also have some originals. I could be mistaken, but I haven't discovered everything that this brand has to offer, but I discovered 75% of their catalog, so a whole lot. Let's go ahead and start things off with the winter time. So cold weather, you're gonna try out something like Bid. So this is the brand's take on Santal 33 by Le Labo. Oh yeah, woodsy, it's peppery. You do have this sandalwood, cedarwood, papyrus thing happening in here with a touch of vetiver in the dry down as well. So again, really nice presentation. The bottles are pretty heavy as well. And the pressurized atomizer, you already saw that from before. Yeah, if you're a fan of Santal 33, you want a long-lasting interpretation of Santal 33. Now, here's the thing. I don't know if this is gonna last longer than Santal 33 because Santal 33, incredible, exquisite longevity. I always get like 24 hours on my skin. It really is one of the longest lasting Le Labo fragrances, right behind Patchouli 24, Oud 27, Vetiver 46 does very well on my skin too, Benjoin 19. The brand has some really long lasting fragrances. Bid is the brand's take on Santal 33 by Le Labo. Definitely check it out if you haven't already done so. And if you have never heard of this brand before, also take a moment, if you wouldn't mind, drop a comment down below. Let me know if you're interested in checking out this brand. I'm always interested in hearing your honest opinions. If this brand resonates with you, then let me know. Drop a comment down below. I always love the interaction. Let's go ahead and move on over to the spring. And I know the spring is now well behind us. And, you know, for spring, I think of floral, I think of fruits, I think of something bright, something not too citrusy, something that has a bit of a weight to it. And the one that I went with, and there were a few different options. I'm looking over my left shoulder here. I do have some that I almost considered putting in this list. We have Wild Card. Now, Wild Card is their take on Lafayette Street by Bond Number 9. So you have this tart green apple ingredient in the opening. Oh yeah, you have the bergamot, you have the ambroxan, you have vanilla, tonka bean. So there's the base of sweetness, but it's not overly sweet. It does also kind of smell like Uden by Xerjoff, and it also smells like Sculpture Homme by Nikos. So those 3 fragrances can also smell very similar to this one. But of course, this is their take explicitly on Lafayette Street by Bond Number 9. You can even tell as far as it concerns the presentation of this one, right? The black bottle, the gold aesthetic. This one is a really, really nice fragrance. I actually wore this for 3 days in a row. Also happens to be my scent of the day today. I kept this upstairs in the bedroom and it's just so functional, so versatile. Just a great grab and go fragrance. Something like Bid, which is their Santal 33. I have to be in the mood for it, but this one is incredibly versatile. And then summertime. All right, so this is a fantastic all year round fragrance. If you're wearing it indoors in an office setting, climate controlled environment, this is a fantastic compliment getting fragrance. Just this explosion of citrus fruits. You can't go wrong with this one. So if you're a fan of Louis Vuitton's Imagination, right? That's exactly what this is. It's their take on Imagination by Louis Vuitton. So it's this very bright overdose of citrus. You have the bergamot, you have the lemon, you have that sort of oceanic quality lingering underneath, and this one is called Full House. Again, you take a look at the blue bottle and it immediately is going to put you in the mindset of a blue, aquatic, oceanic, summer vibes type of a fragrance, and that's exactly what this is. And I know there's so many interpretations of Imagination on the market, and Louis Vuitton has many incredible summer fragrances. Afternoon Swim, L'Immensité, this one, I mean, they just have Meteor is another one that's amazing for the spring and summer, but this one, Imagination, is the one that I think gets the most talk in the summertime, and this is their interpretation of it. You're not going to spend hundreds of dollars as you would with the Louis Vuitton, so definitely check this one out if you have the opportunity to do so. And let's go ahead and conclude things with the fall. Now in the fall time, you know, the weather gets a little bit more crisp, a bit more chilly, and you want something that's going to envelop you in this warm olfactory blanket. You want something that is going to be maybe a little bit on the sweet side of things, something with sustenance and endurance. You don't want something fleeting. You don't want something that's too heavy on the citrus fruits. You want something that is going to be a bit more warm. You want something that is going to give you that longevity that you seek. And of course, this fragrance is amazing for that. So this one has the grandiflorum jasmine. This one has the bitter almond. This one has some of this sugary vibe in the dry down. By listing those three notes alone, I imagine a lot of people have already speculated what it is I'm referring to, but this is an amazing fragrance and I get really good longevity from it, 10 plus hours on my skin. I need to do an individual review on this one because I surmise that I'm going to be wearing this one a lot over the course of the next 3 months because it's just, I love the original. So inevitably I am going to love the clone by virtue of the fact that I love the original. I'm going to love their interpretation of it. Of course, the original that I'm talking about is Baccarat Rouge 540 Extrait by Maison Francis Kurkdjian, and of course their version is called Rouge Extrait de Parfum, right? So they kept it simple, red bottle with the gold accents, and this one, right away you get that cherry-like opening that you also get in the original Baccarat Rouge Extrait, and I think it is quite different from the original Eau de Parfum. The Extrait de Parfum has this sort of a warm, syrupy vibe that you don't really get in the original. So this one is fantastic. Please check this one out. Actually, check all of these out. And it's all going to be a matter of personal preference. Again, just because it's fall now doesn't mean you can't wear this one anymore, right? Like I said, if you're wearing it indoors, wear it whenever you want. There are a lot of people who have made Santal 33 their signature scent. In that case, wear Bid whenever you want. You don't have to wait until the winter time, right? So these are just general recommendations, and I want to take a moment to thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for taking the time to watch this video. I really hope that you found it informative, and I hope you took something of value from today's episode. If you did, please do consider supporting the channel by clicking subscribe, hitting the bell, and giving this video a thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm. It would really mean a lot to me. So thanks again so much for watching. I love you all, and we'll see you tomorrow with a new episode. Bye.